Diedrich, my man, would you do me a favor and just go ahead and click on the settings button down there below? Just choose the highest high definition setting, the highest HD setting that you can do. I'll give you a second while I park this bad boy. Coming in hot. So, guten Tag, everybody from Germany. Sorry I can't be there in person. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Baird King. Henrik and I go way back to right around the time Diedrich was born. Before Ulrich came into the world to join us. I'm going to just go ahead and wing this, because if I tried to jot down everything that I wanted to say about Henrik, yeah, that's an impossible task. But I'm also going to kill two birds with one stone, because I'm working on a farm. I'm not going to I'm going to leave out the inside jokes here between Henrik and I for the most part, but I am working on a farm that is a place that he and I would have visited when we were younger for certain reasons. And I just I'm going to be walking around just to kind of show it so he can see it. Anyway, where to start with Henrik? So, of all the people that I've met in my life, my parents obviously are up there, but Henrik has had definitely the most influence of anyone I've ever met. Caveat here, parents are in a different category than people I have met, because I knew my parents from the time I was born. Okay, love you, Mom and Dad. You all know Henrik as someone who is joyful all the time, without exceptions. And I know him as someone that is genuinely thinks that any idea I have is a good one. Now, I know that any idea he has is a good one, but that's because they actually are. Mine are not necessarily. So yeah, just more stables. Just gonna do a little like brief tour here, but anyway, mine weren't always necessarily the best idea, but Henrik always made me feel like they were the best ideas he ever heard. And the thing is a lot of people who are like that don't necessarily mean it, or they're doing it for a reason or whatever. And Henrik, it is the most genuine thing ever. He's the most genuine person I've ever met, and yet he actually is always enthusiastic. It's just incredible. This is actually where they kept the dead bodies, so I'm going to go ahead and get out of here as fast as I can. And Henrik and I had a lot of adventures together throughout the years, and I treasure those memories like nothing else. He really means so much to me, and I have to say that he has shaped me. That him as a person and how he rubs off on me has shaped me more than anyone that I've met in my life. Now, I think the best way, here's the upstairs here. That's about all I'm going to show you for now, because I don't want to distract things too much. Oh, you know what? You got to take a gander at this. Henrik, you would just totally love this place. We'll shine some light on the subject here. Excuse me. I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Okay. Here we are. Just a quick sweep of the farm. Okay, nice. And that's the roof I'm taking off right now. Okay, thank you for that, Henrik. So, my parents are moving right now, Diane and Sam King. Many of you may have met them. And I was home recently, just after Henrik's incredible wedding. And I had to go ahead and clean out my room a little bit for my parents. And I found some pretty interesting treasure. totally forgotten about these things. Exhibit A, the private journal of Baird King. Now, you can see I didn't get very far. I had, I think, really these 2 attempts at journals in my life, other than one travel journal that actually was successful. These lasted about 2 days each. Anyway, page 1, April 12th, 1999, flashback. So I was reading these, and here is how this started out. I always thought that if I ever decided to write a journal, that I would start off by talking about Henrik Soderstrom, my best friend. Now, I didn't actually, I said that, but that's it this time. Sorry, Henrik. But that's because what prompted me to do this, I guess, is that the father of a friend of mine, another friend of mine, had just passed away, and it had an effect on me. And, anyway, but the fact that I said that, it's so true. Of course, he was going to be the first thing that I would talk about because, in so many ways, he's the most important, one of the absolute most important people in my life. So move forward a couple years. This one's a little bit longer. College years. This was going to be my journal all throughout college, detailing all the fracas that went down. Except I stopped it before I even got to college. And it was like 2 days long. But, so this one's a little bit longer, and there's going to be a little bit of me here at the beginning, but I think it's important for what comes after. Blah, 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 blah. So, I always knew I was here, and that I had to work as well as play, and that I had to eat and sleep, and so on. But it has really just sunk in that I am leading my own life, and I have to really be strong to survive. Oh, I have to say, I should say that, and I know this because, not that I remember, but in reading this further, that while I'm writing this, I'm sitting in a bed at a sleep disorder clinic getting tested for sleep disorder. Side note. But I think there's some things in here that would explain. Okay, first off, what will my life mean to the world? Unless I do something incredible, hardly anything. Now, I'm not trying to sound all depressed. I will make a difference, but the average human being will be remembered for maybe 100 years or so after death. Then they slowly fade away. Sad, but true. What I'm trying to get at is that I'm going to have to lead a life that satisfies me, my friends, and my family. This is what today, the day I wrote this is what today has made me finally see to its full extent. Now, today, one of my best friends left for Sweden. Since the time I was in first grade, Henrik and I have seen each other, on average, at least once a week. That isn't including the last 4 years when we saw each other every single day of the week in school. Now, I won't see him for at least a year. That ended up not being true because I went to visit him, but I know that isn't all that long, but it's a hell of a lot longer than any period we haven't seen each other for before. My parents were practically crying. It just goes to show how much friendship forms your childhood. It gives you a false sense of security. That is a good thing, but you don't realize it is there till you first leave home. That's what Henrik, that's what it was. And all these questions that I'm asking there, how can I make an impact on the world? How can I really make a difference? And I already, at that time, when I was asking those questions, when I was thinking about this, when I was writing this, was writing it with Henrik in mind, because Henrik is the person that from the time I met him, and I was in first grade, he was in kindergarten, Harley School, boom. From the time that I met him, I just knew that he was going to have a huge impact, huge positive impact on this world. To put it lightly, he's not the most in-your-face person, not the most abrasive person. And a lot of times, people that have a big impact are that way. But Henrik is the type of person that has a lasting impact on every single person he meets and beyond. They remember him for his kindness, his generosity, and just the energy that he puts out is the most incredible thing ever. And Henrik will always be one of the absolute most important pieces in my life. Henrik, I love you, man, and I wish you the best with Dottie. Dottie is an incredible person. I'm so happy I got to meet her. And you and all of your family. I have to say this to the whole Soderstrom family, Diedrich, Ulrich, Bonnie, and of course Chris, have just been such an incredible part of my life. And here I am in Germany, in Deutschland, about to say Auf Wiedersehen to all of you, and I'm sure 100% that I wouldn't have made it to a cool place like this if I hadn't known you guys. Okay, for now, Auf Wiedersehen. Cannot wait to see you all again. Go Pro Shot! Oh! Okay. Sayonara.